So recently a new firmware came out, and today I would like to show you all of its new features. Especially the SAB update is a big improvement and allows you to lower your values. And because so many of you have asked me, I will probably make a dedicated SAB guide in the next few weeks, so sub to the channel to not miss out on that. Now as always, I have added a link to the new firmware in the video description. This time you will have to update both your XIM and your manager. You can find them by scrolling down a bit on this website. Android users can download the manager directly, whereas iOS users will have to use TestFlight for that. Now let's start with the first feature, the velocity changes. This one is actually the most difficult to understand. First off, you can find this feature in the advanced settings of your configuration menu. Click on the 3 dots and you can change the velocity behavior. First, let's look at how this works. I will describe it for controller sticks since that is easier to understand. But all features also work in the same way for a mouse. Most games have different maximum turn speeds depending on where you peg the stick to. Usually the turn speed for up and down is the slowest, which is displayed in red. Let's say you can aim up and down with a speed of 85. The fastest turn speed can be reached when aiming to the left or right. This is shown with a yellow 300 here. In between those two, you usually have a hybrid, which in this example is displayed with a speed of 215. That means, despite moving the stick all the way to the edge, the turn speed you achieve in the game will be different depending on where you peg the stick to. But the new velocity feature will allow you to customize that. You have 4 different options to choose from. The first one is called Standard. This is how everything works by default in the game. It is also what previous XIM firmware versions have used. The example from before with the 3 different turn speed colors is exactly how Standard works. The next one is Uniform. With Uniform, your turn speed will always be the same if you deflect the stick by the same amount into any direction. So no matter where you point your stick to, as long as it's the same distance from the stick center, your turn speed will always be the same. This is ideal for when you want to build up muscle memory or have consistent turn speeds in all directions. The third option is called Limit. It is the same as the previous option, but this time you can choose how fast the turn speed should be. Let's say you want to turn with a speed of 90 when pegging the stick by 100% into any direction. The only constraint is that your limit value cannot exceed the maximum turn speed of the game. The last option is basically how Standard works, but with a slight reduction in speed. The benefit of this is that it boosts the aim assist. So if you want to increase the aim assist, then Reduce is a new feature that you should try. At last, you can also use this feature when using the native mouse and keyboard output of your XIM. But since that no longer emulates a controller, you only have access to Standard or Limit. Let's go back and check out the next change, the SAB update. I will not cover what SAB is, since I already uploaded a video on that. Instead, I want to go over the new changes since they are quite massive. In the SAB menu, you will now have a new button with 3 dots. When clicking that one, your aim values will be split into 3 categories. Each category will address a different aspect of your aiming. This allows you to apply SAB to areas where you need it the most. Other values that your playstyle doesn't require can then be kept at a minimum. Inertia is similar to smoothing around the dead zone. It makes your crosshair feel heavier and removes the ability to make pixel-precise adjustments. Micro is for slow mouse movements, such as small crosshair adjustments, and Limit is for very fast mouse movements, so for flicks and swipes. So with this new split SAB, you can now apply SAB to your dead zone, your fine aiming inputs, or your fast mouse swipes. In a few weeks, I will probably upload a guide on how to find your most optimal SAB settings, but for now, you can use these explanations to adjust your SAB values. Let's go back and check out the last 4 changes from this update. The last 3 are all self-explanatory, so I will skip those. The third big change is the dead zone adjustment. You now have the possibility to add an axial dead zone. The dark areas in this picture will be part of your dead zone if you decide to use this feature. For more information on how to adjust the dead zone of your sticks, you can watch this video here. In 2 or 3 weeks, I will probably upload another firmware video. The upcoming features are so big that the next firmware might be the biggest feature release of this year. I'm really curious to see how everyone will like this firmware.
So guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button or maybe even subscribe to this channel to not miss out on any of the upcoming videos. Also, contrary to popular belief, this channel is not an official XIM channel. I run this channel in my free time to bring you guys the latest XIM news and tricks. So if you want to support what I do, then maybe consider to join the YouTube channel membership. Channel members usually get around 1 to 4 weeks of early access to all new videos. Plus, we also have a nice little Discord to discuss XIM settings and other stuff. But that's about it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching and I will maybe see you in the next one.